Well, hello there, and welcome to my kitchen table, a place in most homes where we can sit with family and friends and talk for hours, putting the world to rights, as my dad would say. Now, I usually start off with a little information on the location of the story. In this case, it's the amazing city of Liverpool. It's a city I could talk about for hours and hours, well, you get the idea, because it's my city, the city I love. And I must point out that although I've written a few scripts about crime in this city, these types of crimes are rare and they're not meant to blight this beautiful place at all. So if you're ready, take a seat whilst I tell you another heartbreaking story. Their world has been torn apart, and no parent should ever have to face that knock on the door from a police officer to say that their child has died. Never a truer word. They were the words of Assistant Chief Constable John Roy of Merseyside Police. This was following the evil and unforgivable act that caused the death of 12-year-old Ava White in Liverpool city centre on November the 25th, 2021. Ava, whose mother described her as bubbly, outgoing, the life and soul of the party. She said she loved swimming, gymnastics, water parks, fairs. She'd even won trophies for her football or soccer. She sadly died after being stabbed in the neck following an altercation on School Lane in Liverpool city centre, moments after the Christmas lights were switched on. At about 8:40 p.m, Ava was with her friends near the Royal Court Theatre in Liverpool city centre when they were approached by a group of boys. A verbal argument followed after one of the boys was found to be filming them on his phone, and he later shared it on Snapchat. Ava asked the boy to stop filming and delete the video, and after that, an argument continued. Across town, through to School Lane, Ava was stabbed in the neck on School Lane. Somehow, she made her way to Church Alley, which is just off School Lane. When officers arrived in Church Alley, they found Ava collapsed on the ground, and a member of the public who'd witnessed the altercation was given first aid. Officers assisted with first aid before the paramedics arrived shortly after. The schoolgirl's last words to her friends as she lay dying on the ground were, "Don't leave me." Ava was taken to Alder Hey Children's Hospital in Liverpool, but despite medics' best efforts, Ava passed away a short while later at 10:16 p.m. Merseyside Police said Ava White had suffered catastrophic injuries. A Home Office post-mortem was carried out to establish the actual cause of her death. A teenage boy and his friends fled the scene shortly after and disposed of the knife, the phone, and his designer coat before entering a nearby corner shop and purchasing butter, which he told the shop assistant was for crumpets. Then they went and played computer games, as if nothing had happened. The mother of the boy, you see, it was all caught on CCTV, even the actual stabbing and them running away. Everything was caught on CCTV. The mother of the boy was contacted by police shortly after the stabbing of Ava. She quickly texted the boy to inform him that the police were searching for him. Right. She didn't call him and tell him to get home. She didn't call him and say, "What the hell's going on?" None of that. No. Just to let him know the Wizzies were looking for him. He replied shortly after, "Not coming home, not going themselves." Four boys, one aged 13, two 14, and one 15-year-old, all from the Toxteth area of Liverpool, were arrested on suspicion of murder. On the 28th of November 2021, one boy was charged with the murder of Ava White and was also charged with carrying a blade. He was remanded in custody. The three other boys were released without charge. Ava's funeral was held on the 23rd of December, day before Christmas Eve. Can you imagine what that family are going through? In 2021, at Liverpool's Metropolitan Cathedral. Although the setting was grandiose, it felt very personal and very sad. The 12-year-old's small coffin, led into the service by her older sister Mia, was carried by loved ones and covered with family photographs. Ava's family had asked people not to wear black, but bright, colourful clothes to reflect the lively, loved girl that they had lost. People who actually couldn't fit in to the cathedral were gathered outside, and they clapped or applauded as Ava's body passed them, as her funeral was open to the public. Hundreds attended, mostly young, mostly strangers, just to say their goodbyes and to support the family. There was a Christmas tree, large Christmas tree with white lights, not far from Ava's coffin. And it was a sad reminder that Ava would not be here at a time of year meant for family, togetherness, and joy. Leading the service was the Archbishop of Liverpool, Malcolm McMahon. In a very moving address, he said, "There is little sadder in life than the death of a child. Grief is overwhelming. The grief we are experiencing is overwhelming." He described Ava as a popular, spirited, and fearless young lady. This strong-willed girl was loved by so many people. So no doubt heaven will be a happier place because of this exuberant young person. No doubt she will have taken it by storm. Isn't that lovely? Oh. As the boy could not be named due to his age, he was referred to as Boy A during court proceedings. During the 2-week trial, starting on May 16th, 2022, at Liverpool Crown Court, prosecutors alleged that the teenage culprit, it's one word for him, who was 14 at the time, laughed and ran away after the incident on November the 25th, 2021. They said he ditched his knife and his designer coat and a mobile phone in an attempt of a cover-up, then took selfies, bought butter, and then went to play Call of Duty with his mates. He gave a false alibi to the police and blamed another boy for killing Ava before changing his story and claiming he acted in self-defence. The teenager said he didn't mean to stab Ava and was trying to get it away from me. Trying to get it away from me. He added that he thought she was a boy who might be armed and feared he would batter him. Which we all know is a load of crap, because he'd been filming her, he'd had an argument with her, which continued for quite a while across the city centre, and he knew damn well that she was a young girl before he stabbed her. The court was shown CCTV footage, the police recorded interview, and a 20-second clip showing the stabbing. Her friends also testified, and that was so brave of them girls, having to relive that horrific time. In her victim's personal statement, Ava's mother, Leanne White, spoke poignantly of her profound loss. She said, "The moment Ava died is now, yesterday, tomorrow, and forever." That is so true. It is the past, the present, and the future. It was not just one finite, horrific moment in time that happened last whenever. It's not just the moment, hour, and the second our lives became permanently divided into before and after. November last year, the light of my life was dimmed forever. She was taken in such cruel and tragic circumstances. When I think back to that day, I remember how excited she was for Christmas, how happy she was going into the town centre to watch the Christmas lights being switched on. Ava had been given permission to stay out later than she usually would, which was 8:30, so she could go to town and then visit the shops. Never could I imagine that I would never see my beautiful baby alive again. How I miss my beautiful girl. My heart is broken. I will never hear her laughter. I will never hold her in my arms, although I still hear her laughter. And I can see the beautiful smiling face of my 12-year-old baby. That's all I have to hold on to. Precious memories are all I have left of my Ava. The heartbroken mother said her daughter wanted to travel the world and would have had a wonderful life. Leanne said, "We were once a happy family, getting on with our lives. I was once outgoing, but I now dread each new day. My baby was murdered." At this horror, all this horror was caused by an individual who insisted on recording Ava on his phone. She was 12 years old, a child. She had only gone to watch the lights being switched on for Christmas. How could we ever imagine this would lead to her death? Rest in peace, my baby girl. You are loved. Leanne finished her statement by thanking the people of Liverpool for their kindness and Merseyside Police for securing a conviction. The offender, then 14, was arrested and charged with her murder on the 28th of November 2021 and convicted by a jury of her murder on the 24th of May 2022 in a unanimous verdict. The jury deliberated for 2 hours and 8 minutes. There was no question at all in any of their minds about what they were dealing with. A murderous little shit. Prior to sentencing, Justice Amanda Yip said, "I hope today's sentencing shows our officers will do everything in our power to continue to take knives off the streets and out of the hands of criminals. We know that those who pick up a knife are more likely to fall victim to knife crime. Just remember that. And we hope this type of intervention will deter them from getting involved in the type of criminality and make them think twice before picking up a knife." She went on to say that Ava's sister, Mia, had spoken bravely about her loss and the terrible impact of knife crime on families. Justice Yip said, "I cannot put it any better than her. As she said, the victim's family is left with a life sentence that will never end. Friends who witnessed her murder will be deeply affected for the rest of their lives." Then speaking directly to the accused. You will have a chance to grow up, but your life will change forever. You will have to do the rest of your growing up in custody. I accept that you did not go out that evening intending to kill or hurt anyone. So why did he take a knife? You did not know Ava. You came across each other by chance. It's a tragedy that the events leading to her death started so small. Ava was upset and an argument developed. There was a little bit what looked like pushing and shoving, and that's exactly where it should have ended. But you chose instead to get your knife out. You did not even give her a chance to back off. He initially denied stabbing Ava, but later admitted manslaughter. Justice Yip continued. You simply swung at her, plunging the knife into her neck. The whole thing happened so quickly. After stabbing Ava, you ran off. You knew the police would be looking for you. You got rid of the knife and coat that you'd been wearing. You tried to pretend that you'd not even been in town. You were 14 years old at the time of the offence and are now 15, although you seem a lot younger than that. Rejecting calls for the young killer's anonymity to be lifted, Justice Yip said, this offence has given rise to a very high level of interest. I well understand why Ava's family want him to be named. In this case, there are real and immediate concerns for the defendant if his identity becomes more widely known. Having considered all the circumstances, I have concluded that the public interest is outweighed by the need to safeguard the welfare of the defendant. There is evidence that the authorities harbour a genuine concern to safeguard him. I do take into account the safety and welfare of his family. Mrs. Justice Amanda Yip also presided over the Thomas Cashman trial for the murder of Olivia Pratt-Corbell. So she gets about a bit. Boy A was sentenced at Liverpool Crown Court to life imprisonment to serve a minimum of 13 years. Justice Yip also ordered the forfeiture and destruction of the knife. He'll be 28 when he gets out. He can marry, have kids, have a career, travel, do whatever he wants, which he doesn't deserve after taking the life of an innocent child. Thank you so much for allowing me to tell you this story. Thank you so much for listening. If you found it interesting, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And hey, here's a smile. Pass it on. I've been Sue, TTFN.